Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Aftermath. My name is Ian, and it has been a long time coming.
You're not fucking ready.
But we got all three of the boys in the same room.
Yeah, I'm in my corner. I'm
the
back.
return.
The return.
I left my germs at the house, baby. We here.
Good fucking thing, too. We would have killed him.
Ethan took off his COVID and left it at home.
Check your COVID at the door, fucker.
I walked to the door and I smelled my shirt and I was like, ah.
Yeah.
And then I grabbed a bottle of Lysol and sprayed it on the cologne before coming in. And I was like, that's gotta be safe.
Right.
Oh man.
Ethan's wearing a full hazmat suit.
Yeah, I'm wearing the mask. The mic is actually in a bubble with me right now.
It's
I have
the
a
law.
plastic bubble with an AC unit blowing in here.
Right.
Very
Quite
quietly.
cozy.
If you had any doubts that we're not fucking around here, let us dispute those right now.
My man's hostile against COVID. He is not having
I don't know if we're listening to a podcast or we're ready for Monster Jam.
It's time to die.
You'll pay for the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
You only need the edge. Speaking of the edge, open up the edge of a can of Freedom Brew.
We offer chairs. You'll only get an armrest.
Oh, man. You don't need any more than that.
I think we've all forgotten how the format of this show goes.
Nope, we haven't, actually. I think
It's
that...
all a fever dream now.
Yeah,
that's
no,
fine.
at this point, it's just me back, and I'm not dead, so we're cracking jokes.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
Tonight we watched a
Large
a fairly
Lebowski.
accurate depiction of what is called the comedy of humanity.
Ooh.
Whoa.
What a good
deep.
one.
Real deep. It was the Big Lebowski.
Yep.
Yes.
The Adventures of the Dude.
Yeah, the dude.
Yes.
Very early on in the
Sorry,
movie, I was
Misadventures.
like, so does he not have a name? He does, apparently, because
Right.
Jeffrey.
old lady said his name at one point, but he just said it was, he kept calling himself the dude. His name was said once only.
I think
Right.
so, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, I guess he's just the dude, which I kind of
It was said a couple times, but very quickly, though. He's
Yeah.
just named the dude.
Yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was kind of funny that a character just named the dude, and everyone would say things like,
Large dude.
come on, dude. Like,
Come
yo,
on,
yo,
dude.
come on, dude. Like, hey, like,
Dude.
yeah,
I
right?
love that
Dude,
in,
all right, you calm down, dude.
in the town that he lives in, like, colloquially, everyone knows him
He
as...
is a well-known figure.
Yes.
I love it when people would try and say his name or Mr. Lebowski, and he would just say it's dude.
It's
dude.
dude. Just
It's
call
dude.
me. That's
call me
what
dude.
I go
Dude,
by. I'm the dude.
Duderino, Dudeski. You can just
Duder.
El Duderino, if you don't want to be,
Yeah,
the
right.
formalities.
All right, if we're skipping the formalities, you can just call me bruh.
Right.
I like to be referred to as my gender neutral term of bruh.
Right. Thank you.
So,
Yeah, but I definitely thought it was funny how everyone was like, "Oh, here you go, dude," and
Yeah,
it wasn't.
here you
It wasn't even like a.
I know, dude.
Like
Yeah.
a nickname or whatever. It was just like that's
That's
what
just
they
what they know
they
him
all
as.
know him as.
Yeah,
that.
right. It wasn't them saying the word dude. It was them saying dude intentionally, and I thought it was
Right.
really, I thought it was really. It's weird that you can tell the difference too somehow.
I have heard the name of this movie so many times, but I have never known the premise of this movie.
boy.
and I
until I've
still
actually
don't think I
watched
know.
it.
I still don't think I know. Like there's
It's a stoner film,
at
so you
one
probably don't.
no 100%. At one point, whenever that guy finally who followed him in the Volkswagen Beetle, we finally
Right,
got him
right,
out of
right.
the car. He said that he was someone else's family for some other reason. And I sat there and I was like, wait, there's another
You're
party
a dick
involved.
like me.
I was like,
Yeah,
I was like, another party joins this game. There's too
Yeah.
many people now, and there was already a lot of people, a lot of
There's
teams.
already so many factions in this.
Exactly. I was
RPG.
like, there's a lot of teams to be on, but now there's this team.
Right.
There's too many.
I think he was working for the family of the runaway wife.
Yeah,
quote unquote.
I
Yeah.
got it. Yeah. But like,
Right.
I was like, Jesus.
But
Yeah.
needless to say, I never knew the premise of this movie, never knew the story. I just have heard the name. You know,
I've heard "Where's the heckin' money" Lebowski quite a few
Yeah.
times.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I've heard that phrase said a few times.
I see. But that's what I'm saying. I probably have heard like the little quotes from the movie,
Oh,
but I
yeah.
never actually knew like the premise of like what the movie was about. But I will say, from
Nerds.
watching this movie,
He will.
He's using
and seeing it
words.
all the way through,
What?
The
Come on, Ian,
dialogue.
you said you'd say.
I'm trying to form my words. The dialogue in this movie felt so
Oh yeah.
good.
It's spot on.
Dude,
Dude,
John Goodman's character was
easily the most
Walter is the best character in this
the best
film.
character
easily
in the
the
whole
most
film.
well played I've seen John Goodman, and I watched 10 Cloverfield Lane, which I thought he did very well as his character in that. He always is good at his roles, but for this character, the way he was always like "shut the f up, Donnie" was like it was priceless.
This
the way
fucking catchphrase.
I only have one note because I this is my first day back post COVID. I forgot that I take notes and things, and the only note I have is "shut the." Wait, what are we playing? that was the funniest thing. Donnie said, like, oh, we made it to the finals. And he was like, shut the... Wait, when are we playing?
It was like instinctual. He says, shut the frick up, Wait, when are we playing?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second.
But yeah, like it was just... The whole movie was like that. I know it's because we also have very big-name actors that at that point in time were also very good at what they do. Mm-hmm. But man... There was just, from the get-go of the trio, like the conversation felt very fluid. It felt very fast, and like there was no like, it didn't feel like they were reading lines on a script.
Yeah,
it felt like three dudes
rehearsed.
shooting the breeze, and it felt
they played their roles really well.
Oh man, and it felt so good. And
even in movies that are played like kind of all right, you still kind of get that an actory feel that's like kind of subconscious. Like this, it just didn't.
And I thought that feeling
they rolled really well.
I thought that feeling would fade, but it kept throughout the whole movie. The chemistry between Jeff Bridges' character and John Goodman was so spot on.
Oh, yeah.
It was such a great combination. I have loved John Goodman as an actor for a long time. I've always thought he was a great.
Amazing.
He's a goodest man. He's a lovely guy. And in everything that I've seen him in,
the D&D chart for John Goodman.
No,
I did.
It was so funny. And basically, it's like
Neutralman,
you've got you got neutral good, you got lawful evil, and all that.
Yeah,
and it was it's like John. Neutral Goodman.
Neutral Goodman.
John Lawful Goodman. John Chaotic Evil Man. I think John Neutral Evil Man was 10 Cloverfield Lane's character.
Right.
And then it was John True Neutral Man. it's just John Goodman with his wife. It's just a picture. I thought it was a great picture.
But yeah, it's like I have always loved him as an actor. I thought he's always done a great job portraying many characters.
Spot on for a lot
of
things.
This is the first time where I thought he would, like, I haven't seen a whole lot of probably what he's been in, but this is the first time where I saw John Goodman as a character. I was like, he is an absolute badass in this movie.
Right.
It's so awesome.
I love he kept bringing up Vietnam. I love it.
So good.
His character was priceless. Yeah. Now, I will say, I think that he should be on our list now. You know how we watched every one of the movie.
We're still getting through most of Robin Williams.
I don't know why I could think. Yeah,
but John Goodman is definitely.
I think we should have John Goodman should be our next Robin Williams. We've seen a lot of Robin Williams classics.
Can we watch Monsters Incorporated?
And the other,
no, sure.
I'll have you know, in case I haven't said on the podcast before, I wrote a paper involving.
Oh my God, you did!
Yeah, I did. I wrote a paper
forgot about that.
involving that because I had to.
I remember it was why.
I had to.
Why monsters?
No, I had to explain the difference between not really explain the difference. It was one of those like contrast papers between the word monster being used in the movie Monsters Incorporated versus any other fictional work.
Oh right.
And I got with my teacher and I was like,
hear me out.
And no, I didn't even explain to her what the premise was. I said, any other fictional work? Could that theoretically be like a book? Like, are you limiting me in any capacity? And she was like, the word monster has to be used because you're comparing the words monster. That's it. And I was like, noted. So I compared Monsters Incorporated to H.P. Lovecraft's Call of Cthulhu, and it was my favorite paper I've ever written. And I'll have you know, I aced that shit. My teacher loved it.
Oh, of
she was like,
the old gods were with you.
She was like, this is creative, and the reason why is because it worked really well. Monsters used all the time in Monsters Incorporated. Obviously,
right.
It's only used once in H.P. Lovecraft's Call of Cthulhu,
right?
Because, and I said this in the paper, that because Cthulhu was described as so completely indescribable that the word monster just wasn't even good enough for him, and so it was used once.
That's
crazy.
And
I clung to that one time to write an entire paper that I somehow aced.
I mean, hey.
I'll have you know, I wrote that like 11 o'clock at night. I had work at 5 a.m. the next morning, and I was busting a gut the entire stitches. I was laughing the whole time. I was like, I probably wrote the whole paper in like 45 minutes.
Nice. I do
it.
vaguely recall hearing you cackling in your room
yeah.
while I was playing Portal 2.
I was just like, typing this. I was like, this is priceless.
Yeah, but again, talk about, we have to find some more John Goodman movies.
We do.
Dude, I've got one.
Really?
Right.
Yeah, not solely John Goodman, but he is in it.
Right.
He is one of the main characters.
Have we all seen 10 Cloverfield?
I have. I saw it.
I have seen it.
Okay.
I have seen it in the theaters, and I want to do an episode.
And I'll say in that case,
good.
doing an episode on it's a little bit weird because usually somebody hasn't seen it before.
But that's
and we've
okay.
all three actually the first movie it's been pitched that we've all probably seen.
There's been a couple of ones, I think.
that we've pitched maybe, but like
Maybe. I have to look back in the log. I don't know.
I think the closest ones were Back to the Future and the Indiana
Rim.
Jones movies. You hadn't seen them, but me and him had.
Right.
I think it's
There's
always
a couple.
There's always been one person who has.
There's always a
movie.
2 out of 3 in this show.
Right.
But yeah.
But I think that it'd be really good if we made him
Right.
because we've done a lot of
yeah.
Robin. And you guys will be proud. I actually quoted Robin Williams.
Oh, really?
In his in Good Morning Vietnam.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, obviously it was the quote that I knew before I'd even seen the movie.
Right.
Before I knew that it was the movie, but
Right.
I was joking with one of my partners about it being hot outside, and I said, "It's hot, real hot, damn hot." And then I realized, oh yeah, I think he says it's hot, damn hot, real hot. And she was like, "What movie is that from?" And I was like,
Good
"I'll
Morning
have you know,
Vietnam.
I remember it's
Yes.
Robin Williams. It's Good Morning
Look
Vietnam."
at you. You're a natural.
This is
And
making
she
us
was
cultured.
Like, she was like, "Oh yeah," and I was like, "Yeah, it's a good line." She's like, "I don't think I remember all of it." So I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "What did he say next?" Oh, I remember. He said it's hot, real hot, damn hot, hot and wet. Good when you're in the bedroom, but not good when you're in the jungle. Oh man, that's probably honestly one of my favorite movies.
Oh,
of all time.
that's really
And
good.
it's just
But
such a good
anyways, back to the one that we have right now.
Yeah, the
Like I
large
said,
man.
we have huge named actors in here.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking, like I said,
A-list.
the 2 we've already talked about. We also have the guy Donnie as what's his name? Come on, help me out.
Rip, gone but not forgotten. Steve Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi. What a
Boosh.
unique guy. I also think he's a really awesome actor.
I kind of just love his characters and everything because they're played by Steve Buscemi.
Oh, of course.
Like I
He's
don't
an
even
interesting
know.
guy.
There's just something about the dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That and then also we had a little sneak preview at Philip Seymour Hoffman. Again, like from a different,
who
but still has
play?
he's the guy who played
Brant.
the
Bootlicker?
the bootlicker you
Yeah,
called him.
bootlicker.
Right.
Yeah. So
He's always a stand-up guy in some of these films.
I said that because the last time I remember him was Dead Poet Society.
Yes.
And I was like, man,
I really liked him
I was
in that
like, man,
movie.
that guy plays such a good just bootlicker in every movie.
Actually, there's one more before that.
What was that?
You know what? He also played in Patch Adams as the doctor, the good boot-looking doctor.
Yeah, I think that was what I was because I don't in the Dead Poet Society. I don't think he was really
He was actually more of, I think, a rebel. I think in that one.
I think he was just one of the guys.
Yeah, he was one of the guys.
Yeah, so I was thinking the wrong movie. It's it was Patch Adams in which he was playing as the doctor. That only at the very end was like cool. And I think he plays his character very well. But I was like, he plays an uncannily good bootlicker in every. I was like, I don't know how to describe it other than that.
The only other one that I can think of, I can't remember which one it is, but I remember he plays
I'm surprised we've seen him as much.
he plays the antagonist in an Impossible movie. What's it called?
What?
Mission Impossible movie.
Oh, really?
He plays, I think,
really?
yeah.
I
I can't remember which one it is,
none
but
of the mission
I will say I haven't seen a lot of them either, but the one that I think I have seen most of the way through, he plays the antagonist in, I can't remember which one it is, and he does a great job at it.
That's cool.
And he does not play that normal archetype. It's a very different archetype.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
very interesting.
I didn't think it was an archetype. It's just that
Right,
the
right.
last few movies I'd seen him in, I was like, he plays a really good boot.
Yeah.
Based on exposure, that's what we were going
Yeah.
with.
Exactly.
You
I was
haven't-
like,
you
he does
haven't-
a great job at this.
You haven't seen him a lot, but he is a very big name actor because he does play in a lot of stuff in like the early 2000s.
I
yeah.
didn't know that really.
Yeah. But anyways, because of that, we have this awesome cast. I think we have a very interesting story, and I think it just pans out.
That's crazy.
In a very
I think I say this to a lot of movies, especially very popular movies, because I think that a lot of people who watch these movies, they've watched them multiple times.
Yes.
They're kind of cultured. It's kind of ingrained in the culture. They don't really remember their first and only time watching the movie.
yeah.
So I feel like I say this a lot about movies that other people don't really agree with. Those other people have seen the movie a lot, and that is, I think it was a little bit hard to follow because there's just he got drugged, he's tripping balls now. You're trying to figure out what's going on. I feel like it was a little bit hard, but like not as hard to follow as. How's another movie?
The movie
that we
does-
watched that I
movie-
thought was really hard to follow.
I think it does a great job.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I think the movie does a great job of snowballing and then like rabbit trailing from there.
Right,
But then
and
like
you're
it
like,
does
you're like, where are we at?
it's
now?
hard to follow sometimes, but I think it also doesn't really like put a very nice bookend on a lot of things going on.
Everything is just kind of loosely connected.
And I was going to say that later, is that as the guy who I always complain about endings and stuff, I'll admit this ending was very unique.
Yes.
I will admit that, like, I'm the guy who usually wants a character to die or something. Like, you know,
right.
I'm a little sad that a character actually died in this ending, because it was actually a left hook, so that does add to the ending. But I'm a little, even if he didn't die, the way the ending just was. Yeah. I was spoiler warning, he died. Oops, rip. But like, even if he didn't die, the ending was just so unique in that you finally got to see John Goodman bite a guy's ear off, which you knew he was capable of doing.
Just full on Vietnam.
The bad man came out.
Yeah, John Badman bit a guy's ear off.
Yeah.
It was such a unique ending, and they just get back to bowling, kind of like nothing happened.
Like life just went on.
And it was like, and then the mysterious stranger's like, I hate to see Donnie die, but and like it was just that. The ending, even though it doesn't put, there's no nice bow, but I freaking loved the ending anyway. Yeah. It was like perfect for that movie.
Were you going to say something before?
I was going to say whenever
it was a different movie that was hard to follow.
Blade Runner.
I found Blade Runner very hard to follow. That was it.
Did we ever redo that episode?
No, we did not. We didn't. Don't continue. God.
I don't remember that much because it was hard to follow. Right. But like, I remember things that happened, obviously, but it was just a little hard.
Man,
so
we are gonna fix the shit out of that.
Yes, I want to watch it again so bad. It was a good movie.
But like, I found Blade Runner hard to follow, and just like flat out. But this one, whenever I say it's a little different, where I didn't think that it lost me like Blade Runner did on occasion. I think that this one was just kind of hard to follow, but it made a good job of not losing the audience.
Can I say
something? It would like whenever you'd be like, wait, where are we now? Why is he getting drugged now? It'd catch you up pretty quick, and you'd be like, okay, I'm caught up now.
Can I say something about the ending? I loved the way the movie wraps up. It finishes up the story, and it kind of like, it doesn't give you a definite yes or no, but it definitely like is putting an end to all these rabbit trails, sort of, in a way. And then in a way, but then as it all culminates to the end, you're left wanting more, and you're like, but wait, there's still more that we can go out and do. And then the movie wraps up, and then you're like, but wait a second.
Why?
After the stranger's sitting there talking to you for a second, you're like, no, you know what? You're actually right. Like, we did kind of like come to a conclusion about a lot of things.
Of sorts.
We've kind of have put a bookend on some things. It may not have like been a definite, but it is like an ending. And I was like, because I was at first I was like, this can't be the ending. Come on. And then like as I was like thinking about it and sitting there, and he's like, well, that just seems to be the way things happen. I was like,
the cycle of life and death continues.
Right. And I was like, you know what?
We will live and they will die. League of Legends reference.
You know what, cowboy? You're right. I was like,
you know what, cowboy? You're right.
I was sitting here and I was like, you know what? I mean, it is kind of the end of the movie, and it was very nice.
One thing that I was like, this is really going to be the ending. Did old girl get knocked up? Is she actually pregnant? And then he was like, we're gonna have a little Lebowski. Right? I was like, oh, so I guess her yoga thing did work, because I like in that scene I was like, yeah, I'm not exactly sure if it's proven to actually help in any capacity, doing your weird yoga thing post sex. But hey, I'm no doctor, so I don't know.
I just love how he kept calling her my lady friend, my lady friend.
Listen, I'm trying to help her conceive.
Hey man, I don't need to know all that. It's fine.
Exactly.
I'm not. I don't.
Too many deets, unnecessary.
Oh man.
But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I thought it was good.
There was some times when
wild ride.
Oh yeah, definitely a wild ride.
It's a confusing and an interesting ride, but yeah.
I have said that about numerous movies, but trust me about that.
A whole wild ride
one
from start to finish.
Though.
Right.
Do you have a list of all the episodes we've done, like of the movies?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now, the reason why I'm asking is because we're supposed to do our award show at the end of the year, which is narrowing. And I got to be honest, I don't know which movies I've done in this year. Right. Because I recall a couple movies that happened toward the end of last year, and they just don't count.
Right.
And if I look up the podcast, then all I'm going to see is, you guessed it, a bunch of names for episodes that I would not understand.
Right.
I would be like, symbiotic home invasion. Okay, don't know what that means.
Yeah. That was a recent one.
More money than Davy Crockett. Wouldn't remember that one. And I watched Forrest Gump. I was there for that one. Son of Slap. Yeah. Well, actually, that one I wasn't there for that one.
Yeah.
Squirrel Genocide. Why did we name that one Squirrel Genocide?
It was Patch Adams. Whenever he's going crazy killing squirrels. Remember that?
Like, I just.
You remember that? He was on top of the bed with his buddy, and he was like popping him out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my
The
God.
old 1-2.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Anyways, I want to say just a few more things about the movie before we continue. While you look at this little list right here.
Boomerang headshot.
Oh
yeah, Avatar of Chaos Unleashed. I like that name. That's a good one.
I actually totally forgot about that episode. Wow, that's interesting. But the thing is, like, I loved, like I said before, I loved the chemistry of all the actors. I loved the fact that there was.
Wow, Dead Post Society has so many downloads. I'm listening.
I loved the fact that there was like this continual like growth as like all the characters are like at least not, I mean, Donnie not so much. He kind of was just there a lot of times. Yeah. But I love the fact
Donnie
that
was
like,
just along for the ride, and I feel like Donnie in most of my life.
Right. as the I guess you would call it like the catastrophe that is going on.
Right.
And it grows into more like, and it's like becoming this bigger thing than what they originally thought it was, and it keeps getting messed up. I love how this, like, you can really see the differing sides of the same coin with both Walter and Jeffrey. And
pause real quick. Why did we name Fight Club Never Been Kissed Again? I do not remember why.
Because the fake DVD menu that popped up before the actual menu. Actually, no, that was the DVD menu.
That was the
It was
DVD.
just straight up Never Been Kissed. I was like, what the fuck is this?
we popped the DVD and it says Never Been Kissed.
Yeah, it was the movie Never Been Kissed, and it like messaged.
Yeah.
I was really trying to.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
man, keep going.
But anyways, as you get to see these two characters like take the same scenario and go in very different directions with it, I love this kind of like, it felt like a good cop, bad cop sort of thing, and it was very weird and very interesting.
Lives off, die hard.
And there was a lot of stuff. Jesus, man. Maybe I should hold off on this until you're.
It's okay. It's okay. One little tidbit I do have to add is that the dude in this movie is the only character I can think of, like, off the top of my head, that I can call a Bumble King.
Yes.
What does that mean?
He bumbles his way through the world in various situations and somehow ends up okay.
It somehow ends up on top. Yeah, that makes sense.
We watched another movie that was kind of like that, where someone just kind of like, I can't remember which one it was though, but kind of does dumb shit, and then like,
Scent of a Woman's in front of me, and that one sounds kind of like what you're saying, where like that man does not know what he's doing, but it kind of makes
Forrest
it work.
Gump is a Bumble King.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it is. He just bumbles his way through life, and everything just happens for him, and it's very interesting and awesome. That's exactly. Thank you. I was thinking about it. But anyways, as I was saying, there are also these little nods that you get to see if you're really paying attention that I thought was so cool. That I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but the one that I can was towards the end of the movie, whenever our guy Donnie basically dies or has a heart attack. There's a moment whenever he bowls and he misses one pin, and he has this moment of like, oh man, I'm off my A game.
Throughout the movie, he has only ever made strikes.
Yes.
And this is the one time he doesn't, ends up with a
That is
spare,
an interesting nod that
starts freaking out.
I didn't actually notice. Yeah,
and then, but he feels strange, and he sits down and he's like, he doesn't look too well.
Yeah.
And then like he also like messes with his hand a little bit and kind of like
he's having a heart attack.
Yeah, exactly. And so it like there's like this little situation that's going on. And then whenever the fight ensues, he ends up having a heart attack.
German electronic group.
Oh my god, dude! That was so funny.
That fight scene was easily the climax of the movie, and you could tell. Now I have to say, even though it's probably a simple question, who is everyone's favorite character?
Walter.
Oh my god, Walter.
Hands down, Walter.
So everyone agrees, it's unanimous. Walter is easily the best character in this movie.
Yes.
Shut the fuck up, anybody else.
Who's my next favorite? He's like the only. I'd say actually probably Donnie. But now describe the movie.
Oh man, it's been a long time since we've done this. Wow.
Using 3 words, it's my thing, but
I know
for so long because COVID.
Exactly.
I died. I died, but I lived. So
let's see.
I actually haven't thought this far yet, so you have to wait on the whole 3 words thing.
Let me see. I got to think of one though. What we got?
I have 2. I have 2 of my words. I don't have the third one.
Donnie said, like whenever he would make a strike. I think he said, throwing rocks today.
Oh yeah, I'm throwing rocks today.
Tossing rocks today. I can't remember.
I think you said throwing rocks.
I would say Vietnam Veterans Unleashed. If I had 4 words, I'd say Vietnam Veterans Gone Wild, but Unleashed is where I'm at.
Your opinion, man.
It's like your opinion, man. I've heard that line too from the Big Lebowski. That's like your opinion, man. Mm-hmm. Oh man.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was a good one, man. That was a good one. I like just the progression and all that. It seemed like
stay out of Malibu
rather than like rather than a movie. It seemed like. Let me know if you agree. Like a collection of funny YouTube videos. Rather than like a movie, it seemed like a collection of scenes and funny from like other movies. But like even though there's progression, there's linear progression in the show, and it shouldn't feel like that. I just felt like I'm like, oh, now he's in a sheriff's office getting his ass kicked. Now he's back home and his house is wrecked.
I think you're thinking of Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh my god,
because that definitely feels like that.
Yeah, I definitely get that. But for some reason, this one I kept feeling like, oh, now he's in the rich person's house again doing dumb shit. Right. Oh, there's a naked person running around in the background, like whatever.
Falls over his own doorstop that is put in the wrong place.
Right, it's just like a collection of funny YouTube videos that it just worked out. It was really good.
Oh man, I can't even think. There's so many. I can't even think.
There's a lot of words in the English language. Yeah,
there's a lot of words in the English language.
A lot of them can be used to describe.
None of them are enough to describe the Big Lebowski.
Large Lebowski. But yeah,
cowboy bowling, cowboy stoner bowling,
cowboy bowling league.
Cowboy bowling league.
Yeah.
League.
Oh man.
A league of their cowboy.
Yeah. league of super cowboy bowling. Oh man. But yeah, feels good.
Stoner Detective Agency.
Feels good to be back.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you back, man.
Had COVID and had pneumonia.
Dude.
Yeah. I am the dude, yeah.
I am in an anime now, sorry. Dylan and I found another action Christmas movie.
Yes.
What's it called?
Cobra.
It's that one we talked about. It is actually the previous episode, so in case you want to listen, you can listen to that one, and anybody else out there that wants to listen as well.
You're gonna love it, dude.
It is a great movie. I'm not gonna overhype it. Don't want to say anything else. Actually, don't listen to the
episode. Fuck you.
Because I was like, you guys worked on an episode
for our
ears
only.
Shouldn't watch.
Yeah.
It's worth mentioning. I have said I don't listen to the podcast. I've lived it, but then I had COVID for long enough that I haven't lived it, and I could, but I still just don't. I just don't.
If you want to watch the movie, I definitely wouldn't recommend listening to the episode, but
That's the way spoilers work, yeah.
Yeah, that's the way spoilers work. But man, it makes me feel good inside. and it also takes place in that time where
it makes my special places feel funny. I'm listening.
I like that. It takes place in that, that weird spectrum of like, it's Christmas while these events are happening, sort of.
Yeah, it's action Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
Christmas action.
Yeah. Christmas action.
I can't wait now.
The Walk It in My Pocket.
Walk It in My Pocket.
Action movies, if you would.
There is a Walk It in My Pocket at all times.
Wasn't there another Christmas Gundam we found too? Sort of, quote unquote.
Wait, a Christmas Gundam, a Corundum.
I'm trying to think.
A Walk It in My Pocket. Wasn't it like Shark's Counterattack or something?
Oh my god, it was.
So what is Dropping Lizards?
Dropping Lizards was.
I don't think I was on this episode.
Yes, you were. You were actually playing. What is
Metal
it?
Slug.
Metal Slug.
Yeah.
What was the episode?
What was it? Catch my camel.
Take my camel.
Take my camel, please.
Where's Dropping Lizards?
It was our January 1st episode. It was for the new year. We had like a new format. We changed some things up.
I know I was playing Metal Slug.
You were playing Metal Slug.
What movie we were talking about?
No, we weren't talking about movie.
Yeah,
it was just us shooting the shit.
Oh, it was just us dropping.
It was also it was kind of our year-end extravaganza where we were like talking about all the episodes up until then.
So that was the first episode.
Yes, that was the first episode of 2021, and we did a bunch of.
I remember Ain't Afraid of No Ghosts, obviously.
Ain't Afraid of No Ghost,
and Thick Rock Hand. That was a good ass movie.
Yeah, Crazy Goat Maze.
See, now we're in December of 2020. So I was looking at 2021.
Oh, right.
Because I was trying to figure out for our year-end extravaganza, which I talk about my movies and the ones that I wasn't here for. Yes, it's Horse Sense.
Oh man,
easily in my top 5 movies of all time now.
Oh yeah.
I want to get more publicity for those two because I forgot we also have.
Honestly, Horse Sense is easily like.
Where is the? It was actually a long time. I think.
I missed the Holes episode. I'm sad about that one.
Yeah.
Pits.
Pits, yeah.
It came out pretty good.
It wasn't that far past the original horse.
Waterlogged Children.
That was
that's the
oh man,
that's the that's the horse sense sequel right there.
Oh man,
man, that's so funny.
I'm so I'm so happy by the amount of downloads that Dead Poets Society has, though.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
I noticed that, and I was like, it's a good movie.
I think we're kind of popular.
I think we're kind of cool.
I think we're making it in this world.
And the funny thing is, I don't actually post on my Instagram very often, and I haven't because I've just been trying to take a break from social media. I hate being on it a whole lot, but I know that if I was to
You'll
put
be
it out
much
there,
happier. I haven't touched any of that shit.
I know, and you're right. But like for me, like I know for the podcast's sake, I know that if I was to post about it, I know I could probably get some more traction.
Still need some outside input.
I was about to say, I feel like even though you're right, like because I understand the social media thing for sure, and they're right. Like it's also good for networking pretty well.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to do that for like fitness stuff. Now that I'm getting
right.
back to the gym again, like I'm like working. I was only gone for the time it took me to have COVID, and I still feel like I haven't gone to the gym for long enough that I have to say I'm back. I'm going again. Like it's been 3 months or something. It's been like a week and a half, but I lost so much weight because I wasn't eating and stuff. So, oops, wrong Ryan. By the way, is one of my favorite names for a movie because it fits in the movie so well.
Yes. Were you there for that one?
Yeah.
Also, one thing you
Long
can
movie,
do
good movie.
is one thing you can do as well. If you're on this website, you can click on the movie, and I always will have your credit in the credit line.
Oh, if I'm there.
If you're there or not,
which ones you've been in.
My tag,
so you can always find which one you're in by looking at it that way.
I could look up my tag. That's neat.
Yeah. So this one actually, I think I put.
Wait, go back.
Because Mallory was in that one.
Oh, that's neat. Which go back and scroll down like where you were before. There was. Okay. I was trying to figure out. I was just looking. That was a specific episode's name that I was trying to figure out.
Long and Loud. It's a good one for 300. You know what we should do?
Honestly, though, dude.
You know what we should do?
300 was badass.
Once we have enough episodes cataloged, I'm not sure if Dylan should be qualified for this because he is technically the one that names the episodes.
He doesn't remember.
I don't think it's. But I know you're right. But I don't think it's probably fair for the first inaugural one. But I think that after like on like our 100 episodes, special. Or if we have like our year-end celebration, I think that we should run off like just random names of the episodes, and then you have to categorize what movie we have to
play guess that movie. Yeah,
place that movie.
So I'll be honest, if I didn't see Crocodile Dundee, I would not have guessed what Boomerang Headshot.
Boomerang Headshot.
I probably would have, if I gave myself time, I might have guessed it just because the word boomerang.
Even underneath it, Avatar of Chaos Unleashed. I don't think I would have known that's Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Squirrel Genocide. I wouldn't have guessed.
Ferris fucking Bueller.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Scroll down just a way and then stop.
Of Chaos.
Let's see. I'm gonna just guess. Try and do one of them. The Fourth Child. Yeah. No idea. That's not even.
That's one that we didn't watch.
Yeah.
In that case, wait. Stop. Actually, I do know this one. Deep Space Miscarriage. That's Alien.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then You Killed My Father. Oh, I know that one. What's the name of the movie though? It's Princess Bride, isn't it? Yeah. My name is Inigo Montoya. Oh man, that's a good one too. That's one of our early ones though.
What is this one? What is The Armless Liar?
So I'll be honest.
Wait.
I already was looking at the screen, so it's too late.
Princess Mononoke.
Yeah, you're right. Damn it.
Nice.
This is what I'm saying. I think he's too good. I don't think I'd be good at all at it. I think I'd probably.
I wouldn't have guessed When Chairs Fly. That's what flash.
Right. That's awesome. Anyways, we got to stop cheating. But anyways.
Yeah, exactly. For future episodes, I was writing things down.
Right.
But yeah.
How's everything feeling though? Ever since now that you're like post COVID.
Okay, so I have an amusing story that I can actually share from work, which I don't share on the podcast work stories very often. But we had it was my second day back after having COVID.
Hippopotamus oath and all that.
Yeah. Well, actually, I didn't take
hippopotamus oath.
I never took an oath. There's just a legal.
Isn't it Hippocratic oath?
It's called the Hippocratic oath.
Okay.
That's why I didn't say Hippocratic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because you've got your own oath.
Okay. Yeah. Because I was like,
your hypocrite oath.
And hippopotamuses are a godless killing machine.
Doctors apparently. I would say that paramedics can be godless killing machines.
Under the right circumstances.
Yeah. Right. But no, I think doctors actually take the oath. I don't know if you don't have to, but they actually take it. I never took an oath of those.
Is it hippopotami?
I guess.
I'm dumb.
Let's find out.
Hippopotamus plural is just hippopotamus, bro. Hippopotami is very amusing.
Because I said hippopotamuses.
I think hippopotamus is also. Fishes is a thing.
Fishes.
You could say fish and fishes. They're both there. Just fish is more acceptable. Like, yeah,
right.
Boom is like first thing that pops up. Hippopotamesis, yeah, boy.
Hippopotamesis
is hippopotami.
Or hippopotami. You're right. You can use
Okay,
that.
okay. See, I thought that might
You
have
look
been
up
the
fish.
case.
It said that. It's like fish, and it's like plural fish. Fishes.
Anyways, do you want to finish your story?
We're looking up hippopotamesis. Okay.
See, anything that ends with a puss is applicable to pie.
Anyway, he's saying Mises. It's hippopotamuses.
Yeah, no, but I like saying hippopotamesis because I think it's funny.
Yeah, of course.
So like moose, the plural of moose is Mises. So I we had someone my second.
Can we just
day
all
back.
agree that it's octopussies?
No.
Okay.
Oh, octopi are cool. They're not worthy of that. It's like my favorite animal.
Octopuses makes me uncomfortable.
Oh man.
So it was my second day back, and we had a patient that had COVID, and his oxygen saturation was 50, which is essentially dead person numbers. Yeah. If you don't know anything about medical stuff, it's basically just dead person numbers. Oops! He just smacked that real quick.
Don't mind me. I'm just loudly drinking tea.
Right. Head on the mic
next sip he takes is gonna just be like. So I and this guy was not responsive. So we had to get him out of the house somehow, but he couldn't really sit upright on his own, so we couldn't get him in a chair and get him out the house.
Weak.
So I was like, so we need to carry him out the house.
Right.
But then I had the realization that my partner, and I even made this joke to her, so this isn't even rude. We both laughed. She agreed. In fact, she told me that I guessed her height was 5'2", and I was correct.
Right.
So I have my partner who's 5'2", and then I have, because the area I'm working, you don't get that many firefighters because there's only a couple volunteers. It's not very busy and stuff.
Right.
So I had one firefighter, and so I said, we need to get a mega mover and carry this man out of here.
Right.
And she looked at me, and I said, yeah, don't even say anything. Just forget I said that. Let's get him in a chair, because I realized that we have 5'2" partner.
Right.
We have one average adult male.
Right.
And then we have 30% of an Ethan. Because at that moment I was wearing my respirator because it was a COVID patient. I was in the house, and purely because I had that mask on and it was hot in the room, I was out of breath, and I didn't even pick up the patient or anything. Oh. So I was we basically have one adult male carrying this patient.
Yes.
I was yeah, see.
We have 1.5 men.
I was no, we didn't have that. We had
one and a third.
We had one male and one female, and then 30% of an Ethan. Because I was just there for moral support. I ran out of breath 3 times on that call.
Good job, guys.
I was I was okay, I'm clapping.
Talking about a group effort.
Yeah, so we ended up sorting it out and everything, and that person was fine. But I was yeah, this is bad. And I slowly got over pneumonia. I joked with my partner, though. I was yeah, I didn't think I had pneumonia. And we started talking about it, and she was hey, Ethan, you definitely had pneumonia. And I was yeah, no, now that we've been talking.
Hold on while I finish up this checklist of symptoms that you have for...
Yeah, I remember talking to her, and she was so what all symptoms do you have? I was she's did you get pneumonia? What all symptoms do you have? And I said, I don't think I have pneumonia. I don't think I had pneumonia. It didn't seem like I did. And then I went down my symptoms, and she was
check.
And she said, Ethan, and I was now wait a second. She
no,
said,
wait,
Ethan, you
hold
definitely...
on.
And I was now that I think about it for more than 10 seconds, I definitely had pneumonia. And she said, you probably... And I was don't even finish that sentence. If I had pneumonia, I currently still have pneumonia. But we're just going to hope it's not a busy day, and we're going to keep working.
Right.
Nice. But honestly, recovering wasn't that bad. It's just that I was cleared to return to work because I'd been fever-free for long enough.
Right.
And I still felt absolute dog shit.
Of course.
And so I was I have 2 days until I have a shift coming up, and I need to force myself to get to the point where I can take that shift. Yeah. So I started walking around the house. I started taking as deep breaths as I could. Started doing all the COVID stuff that you're supposed to do to get better.
You say COVID?
COVID stuff I'm supposed to
go
do to
take
get
a
better.
COVID.
My
COVID.
COVID. So I started doing all the COVID stuff you're supposed to do to get better. And I was if I can go to the gym, because I have a routine that's kind of long and arduous. I have a pretty intense workout routine, and it'd be my first day back. It's if I can go back to the gym and I can successfully complete a workout, then I'm fit for duty and I can go back to work. So I went to the gym. Hated it, honestly. Hardest thing ever. I was out of breath for so long, and I had lost so much weight because I had no appetite, couldn't eat the whole time.
Right.
It was not fun, but I finished the workout at least up to the point that I was okay with, and I was well, I can go to work then, no big deal. It was still a big deal. Working is kind of hard, but As of now, though, I'm back to nearly 100%. Maybe I can go to the gym. I still run out of breath a little bit easier than I used to, but that's been going away. I'll be honest, super COVID kind of kicked my ass.
I'll believe it.
I don't get sick. It's not a thing that happens. So when I did get sick, oh boy, did I make it count.
And I'll tell you what, I don't know if I said this on the podcast or not, but we were joking about this before. And I was like, my brother is definitely a hard mode kind of guy. He's a no bullshit. We're gonna go.
Most people's 5, my 8. I said.
Yeah. We're gonna go in all the way. And I was like, leave it to my brother to not only get COVID.
In the words of Waka Flocka Flame, would go hard in the MF and paint.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't even know.
Anyways,
can we say that?
I don't know. That sounds derogatory.
Listen, I don't know. Ask Waka Flocka, man.
Anyways. Leave it to Ethan to go hard and get super COVID and of course be super sick for 2 weeks.
The joke was I actually my first day that I had symptoms, I went and got tested. Now the thing with COVID apparently is the first day you have symptoms, it might not have spread around your body or whatever enough for you to test positive. So I tested negative. Which means that I ended up, because I felt fine enough, I decided to go to work. So I had to talk to the person that I worked with and say that, hey, I had an exposure by your partner because I potentially had COVID, ended up testing positive. I had to tell them that I did. Yeah, all that garbage. But I got tested. I tested negative, and everything was good in the world. Well, then I went back after feeling very, very bad because I ran out of the prednisone that was prescribed to me, which is apparently the only thing that was keeping me alive.
Insane.
So I called one of my supervisors trying to figure out what's going on. I said, listen, I tested negative, my roommate tested positive, and I still feel like hammered dog shit. So
poopy.
And he was like, you're gonna have to get tested, not only because he was like, I was like, obviously I'm calling out for tonight's shift. I don't feel like I'm fit to work a shift. And he was like, that's good. Yeah. Do that, obviously.
Wise man.
He was like, and also you need to go to headquarters, so call this person who's in charge. So I called the person who's in charge, and she's the one who's over all of our exposures and our infectious disease people.
Right.
So she's, even though she's not a doctor, she's our resident expert on this.
Yeah. She's the one to go to.
I went and got retested by this person, and she said that I broke the test. She said that I'm off the charts.
Off the charts, dude. Hell yeah.
So what happened was...
that's not good.
I thought it was hilarious.
You're off the hang-up.
I was like, hell yeah, brother. And then 3 days later, I was like, hell no,
brother.
So...
I'm going nowhere.
You're going nowhere.
It's a 15-minute test. And as soon as she put the swab in the little plastic thing,
it just did.
No, I'm the one who did that because as soon as it went kind of like this. Wait, which is the button? I'll let you push it.
Yeah.
As soon as she put it in there, within a second, she starts laughing. Right. At which point I say, and I was like, wait, why are you laughing? Ma'am, none of this is funny.
Yeah,
I was like, funny. I don't feel good. When is this funny? And she was like, nothing. And I was like, no, it's not nothing. You just swabbed me for this test for an infectious disease.
You're a professional and you're chuckling at my results. That's not funny.
There's no results yet. It's a 15-minute test. So I was like, you just swabbed me and now you're laughing. That's not a good sign. All right. And so she waited a little bit quietly, and I was like, fine, I guess I'll just wait until you talk. So I just kind of shut up. And eventually she was like, yeah, this is going to come back positive. And I was like, but it's not done yet.
How do you know?
Exactly. I said, I was just like that. I was like, but it's not done yet.
I've done this enough times. You got COVID.
Pretty much, she just said, the way it's reading or whatever, however the tests work. Again, she's done this a million times. I haven't. She was
Trust me, dude.
She was like, you're off the charts, man. This is going to come back. Now, I have to sit here for 15 minutes so that I can do the paperwork.
Right.
But you can go. And she said, and I quote, you can just go on ahead and call MedCom and tell them that you got COVID. And you're going to be out until the 20-something. I was like, oh, man.
Shucks.
And I said to her just like that, I said, oh, man. And I was like, so what does it mean that I broke the test? And she was like, yeah, you're off the charts. And I was like, so you're telling me that I don't got COVID? I got super COVID? And she said, Yeah, I guess that's a good way of putting it. And so then, of course, what do I do? As any person in my situation would do, I called my mom and I said, "Hey, Mom, good news. Your son
feel so good."
No. I didn't say that. I said, "Hey, Mom, good news," because I felt kind of all right. I was like, "Your son, ever the overachiever, did not get COVID. I got super COVID, according to my supervisor."
If we're going for achievements, I got the hardest one to get.
I didn't just get sick. I got sick.
Of players have this.
Exactly. I didn't just get sick. I got sick on hard mode. So
I don't just feel like shit. I felt like shit that got ran over by a car.
Oh yeah, and then my favorite phrase was everyone would ask how I'm doing, and I'd always be like, "Oh, I feel like $1 million," and then I would give a reason that would make $1 million the least satisfying possible.
Yeah.
So they were like, "How you feel?" I'm like, "Oh, I feel like $1 million."
You could scoop me out of a bucket, and I'd still only fit in a bucket.
I was like,
wait, what?
We're not gonna glance past this.
I'm confused.
Oh, it's fine. It makes sense.
Cool.
And we're gonna move on.
Okay.
So I was like, they're like, "How you feeling?" I'm like, "I feel like $1 million if you ran over $1 million with a very muddy bus." And they'd be like, "I don't even know what to make of that." And at one point, my favorite one, someone was like, I think Dylan, you were the first person I told this to. You were like, "How you feeling, bud?" And I was like, "I feel like $1 million, man." And you're like, "Okay." I was like, "Yeah, $1 million if you just covered it in just expired ranch dressing." I don't know why that's what I thought of.
It's so oddly specific.
Exactly. I don't know why that's what I thought of.
That's just crusty.
But his response was like, And I was like, "Yep." And I was like, he said, and I was like, "Yep,
yeah,
that."
There you go.
That's it.
I want you to harness that emotion. That's what I'm feeling right now.
The emotional response I got from you, that's how I feel.
I want you to think of $1 million. I want you to think of someone shitting on $1 million.
Oh yeah, I said $1 million. Whenever I started feeling better, they're like, "How you feeling now? Like $1 million?" And I was like, "Yeah, like $1 million. A really soggy $1 million." Yes. like you still want it. Like I got washed in the washing machine. You're still cool with it. Still $1 million, but you're like, "Man, it's really gross. I don't like holding it."
Anyways,
man. But yeah, my adventures were great. I watched the entirety of the anime Demon Slayer. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Oh, yeah.
Not even a big. I've said it before on the podcast. Not even a big anime guy. Very very much enjoyed that show though.
Happy Dylan noises.
You sound like that video of Bo Burnham laughing crazily. Where he's like, yeah, I love that video so much. Right. But I watched the entirety of that. I completed Orcs Must Die 3, bought that and completed it. So I just played a bunch of games. The only issue is I was recently accepted into a university, and then I got COVID the day after I was accepted.
Nice.
So they were like, "Do these things at your doctor and do this. And then if you're vaccinated, do this." And I was like, "I'm probably going to get vaccinated." And then I got COVID. So then I called them and was like, all those things I was supposed to go for this semester. None of that's happening because I can't leave my house. At this point, I'm a registered bioweapon. I can't leave my house.
You appear to have contracted the T virus.
I basically had as close to you can get to poison damage as a human.
Right.
And I was like,
that was his secondary.
So I'm supposed to be going to school this semester, but I'm not because all the paperwork that had to be done.
Nice.
Couldn't finish because I COVID. So we'll see. I don't really know what that means. I'm trying to call people soon.
Well, Ethan doesn't know what his future holds, but for this, we will see you next week.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed 5 seconds of the Big Lebowski and the rest of it being
life.
Unfiltered mouth
of
noise.
COVID 19, 20, and 21 up in this
I seriously hope there are no people that actually get upset that we don't
talk about the movie as much.
I mean, we talk about it.
We hit the high point for 5-10 minutes, but also the important part is whether or not we said we enjoyed it.
Right. Oh man, see, that's what we're here for. We're not doing a
hear me out. Okay, here we go. If you guys are listening to the end, hear me out when I say this. It was a stoner movie. There was at least 2 times where he's fully tripping, and it was kind of crazy, but it was also.
And there was at least
really
a dozen times when he was half tripping.
Yeah, and hey, there was also titties in it. So I mean, I can't really go wrong.
Expect that part. That one came as a surprise. Boom, left hook right to the jaw.
If you haven't, what are you doing? Go ahead and watch it. Don't be like me and wait till you're in your late 20s to figure out this is a great movie.
Yeah.
Anyways, you can find us on Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts, all those big platforms. You can just type in The Aftermath and we'll probably
Yeah.
You'll probably find it somewhere.
There's like a little red and black little nuclear.
Yeah, little nuclear guy. But anyways,
you should give him a happy face if we're gonna call him a little guy. If we're gonna call the little nuclear guy, we should give him a happy face.
Okay, well then I'll edit that.
I'll let my people call your people.
The next iteration of the logo, I'll put it on there. Anyways,
season 2.
But I lost my train of thought. We also have a link tree. Linktree/Ian Wolf. You can also find all of the other places to find the podcast and all that stuff. But until next week, we will be at End
it there. Cut the feed now.
And bye.
See ya.
Bye.